Hi guys, let's check out what was Sardar Patel's response to minoritism, which essentially means minority appeasement. This conversation is from his constituency assembly debates, which took place in 26th May 1949. Sardar Patel captured this facet in his reply to the debate on minorities. Well, when I brought those proposals and placed them before this house, there was another group of people who had found it difficult to get out of the mire in which they had gone very deep. Here a proposal was brought by one friend from Madras for reservation and for communal electorates. Now when the separate communal electorate motion was moved, it was supported by the great Muslim leader, who swore loyalty to the constitution in this house and immediately after packed off to Karachi. He is now carrying on the work of the Muslim League on that side. He has left a legacy here, a residuary legacy perhaps in Madras. Unfortunately, there is still a very large amount of funds belonging to the old Muslim League, which was the All India Muslim League, which has yet to be settled, and some of our friends still claim that they might get some big chunk of those funds if they still persist in continuing the old league here. Even if the money or a good portion of it could be brought here, I doubt it. I doubt if it would do any good to those who get it. Those who claim that in this country there are two nations and that there is nothing common between the two, and that we must have our homeland or where we can breathe freely, he makes a quote-unquote statement, and that we must have a homeland where we can breathe freely. That phrase is still used to this day. Hum ji nahi pa rahe, hum saans nahi le pa rahe. Let them do so. I do not blame them. But those who still have that idea that they have worked for it, that they have got it and therefore they should follow the same path here, to them I respectfully appeal to go and enjoy the fruits of that freedom and to leave us in peace. There is no place here for those who claim separate representation. Separate representation, when it was introduced in this unfortunate country, was introduced not by the demand of those who claim to have made those demands, but as Maula Muhammad Ali once said, it was a command performance that has fulfilled its task and we have all enjoyed the fruits of it. Let us now for the first time have a change of chapter in the history of this country and have a consent performance, not command performance. We have the First Amendment, the main amendment which was then rejected in the August session of 1947, moved by the same group. I do not know whether there has been any change in their attitude to bring forward such an amendment even now after all this long reflection and experience of what has happened in this country. But I know this, that they have got a mandate from the Muslim League to move this amendment. I feel sorry for them. This is not a place today for acting on mandates. This is a place today to act on your conscience and to act for the good of the country. For a community to think that its interests are different from that of the country in which it lives is a great mistake. I remember that the gentleman who moved the motion here last time in August 1947, when asking for separate electorates, I believe, said that the Muslims today were a very strong, well-knit and well-organized minority. Very good. A minority that could force the partition of the country is not a minority at all. Why do you think that you are a minority? If you are a strong, well-knit and well-organized minority, why do you want to claim safeguards? Why do you want to claim privileges? It was all right when there was a third party, but that is all over. That dream is a mad dream and it should be forgotten altogether. Never think about that. Do not imagine that anybody will come here to hold the scales and manipulate them continuously. All that is gone. So the future of a minority, any minority, is to trust the majority. If the majority misbehaves, it will suffer. It will be a misfortune to this country if the majority does not realize its own responsibility. If I were a member of a minority community, I would forget that I belong to a minority community.